Alright, welcome back to some more Corpse Party. Didn't take me too long to find this part where I'm supposed to be to start up the other bad ends because, yeah, I looked it up in the guide and they said to get to the part where you're talking to the two girls at this scene, and so when I tried finding it, it seemed really sudden. Like, I don't know when it happens or whatever, but whenever I started skipping text, there was a lot of skipping text that I kinda hadn't even seen yet, and was like, I never seen this, so I'm just gonna start it up right here, like when we're supposed to investigate Yaguchi's body, I believe it is. His name is, you know, the cameraman. So, Taguchi is completely motionless. It's impossible to tell from here if he's dead, though, or simply unconscious. Another earthquake? Yeah, this is the part, like, seriously, as soon as I investigated the body, I do not remember this part, and what comes right after. There was a lot of... if this comes during the playthrough, then, yeah, I don't remember it at all. Something hit me hard right in the back of the head. I began descending face first toward the ground. It felt like I was falling in slow motion, though. The ground just kept coming, yet for some reason, I couldn't even put my hands out to break the fall. It was like I was slowly being swept toward a wall by some giant wave. My glasses fell from my face, and I distinctly remember watching them roll around. Mitsuki's panicked screams brought me back to reality. Suddenly, I remembered what was happening. She and I had pursued Emi Urabe from the pool back into the school building and found her quickly enough. Unfortunately, she was already dead. Her head had been smashed open on the ground like a roasted chestnut. Who could have done such a thing, we thought. And like it or not, it seemed I'd now learned the answer. Mitsuki was inconsolable, understandably. But, after some doing, I finally managed to drag her away from Urabe's remains. We'd just begun walking back toward the school entranceway when, well, when I got struck from behind and found myself careening toward the floor. I was losing focus, but could still make out the pool of blood spilling from my head, accompanied by a sound reminiscent of a leaky faucet. And, unfortunately, I could only make out... Not only, I could also make out the vague form of a man standing over me, raising whatever he'd hit me with into the air for another strike. I instinctively shielded my head with my right arm and felt every nerve ending and every muscle in it twist unnaturally as the blunt object came down. Mitsuki's tomboyish face looked uncharacteristically wrinkled and puffy, with tears streaming down both her cheeks. Or maybe it was just my blurry vision. Mitsuki's sobbing screams and frantic footsteps began receding into the distance. This made me feel a little better. At least she'd be safe, I thought. It took only moments for my vision to go completely dark, but then I had taken a hammer to the head. Still, considering what I'd just been through, I'd expected to be unconscious by now, but I wasn't. I could feel every part of my body clearly. I kind of wished I couldn't, considering, but I was pretty sure I could still move, at least for the moment, so I decided to do my part. With my uncrushed left arm, I reached out blindly, felt my attacker's leg, and as he began turning to pursue Mitsuki, and grabbed on tight. Mitsuki was important to me. Take that out of context. Was I still alive? I couldn't even count the number of broken bones I'd suffer, and I could still feel every one of them. My head, my arms, my ribs, every part of me was throbbing with agony. No one part of my body hurt more than another. Every injury was unbearable. I think you can guess who this is. I must say, I'm impressed to still be alive in your condition. Someone was next to me, down on one knee, head right at my ear from the sound of it. A young man, probably about my age. You actually know this guy. I'm pretty sure if I know who this is. Can you hear me? What happened? I couldn't see a thing at this point, not even vague shapes, but the voice addressing me sounded somehow familiar. I felt this was someone I could trust. Oh. Be careful. Save the others. The others?
Yamamoto. Ah, 頼まれた。ちゃんと面倒見てやるよ。
All right, I can do that. I'll be certain to look out for her. Even without seeing his face, I could tell he was sneering when he said this. Then in the next instant, I felt something hot bore my abdomen. And this is why I laughed at the sound of him trusting him.
ここじゃ死んでも痛みは消えないらしいけどな。
It's time for you to rest in peace. Though they say, even when you die, your pain never goes away here.
どうでもいいだろ。お前はもう死ぬ。
What does it matter? You're going to die anyway. Mitsuki, run! Which way? So, let's see. Apparently, you're supposed to run to the second floor. Which, if you go to the covered walkway, I think that's when you, like, when it plays out the regular ending now. But I don't know what that different scene could be, so yeah. But this is the way you want to go for the other bad endings. Or wrong ends. Uh-oh. Yeah. So I'd like to introduce myself. His expression never once changed with those bloody red eyes of his. He was in like some kind of twisted life-size doll with one face. Or he was like some kind of twisted life-size doll with one face. No doubt the face he'd be wearing when he killed me. The last face I'd ever see. What could I do? What options did I have? That's it! The alcohol lamp! So yeah, to save myself some time. Because, yeah, obviously either of these things are wrong. But the first one should definitely be to light the lamp. Because this is the wrong end. The first one of the two. Fire! I have to light the wick! The lick? With adrenaline's help, I managed to the match box out of my bag, withdraw a match, and even unsuccessfully strike it a few times, all in an instant. Finally, I got a flame, but it wasn't fast enough. The expressionless giant's hammer struck me full force in my knee. I had nothing left to lose at this point, so I just threw the alcohol lamp haphazardly. It struck the expressionless man's It struck the expressionless man's raised hammer and shattered. A sizable amount of methanol spilled from the shards all over his face and chest, and there, thankfully, it burst right into flames. The man's entire torso was immediately engulfed. The hammer fell from his hand. I did it! Burn slowly, you bastard!
見ろ、エミと黒いの仇だ。この人殺し。
Serves you right! This is for Emmy and Fukuroi, you goddamn murderer!
何を来ないで。早く死んでよ。
What the? Stay away! Just die already! Oh, he's coming after her while he's in freaking flames, isn't he? His flaming hand grabbed my wrist. Oh! I could feel my skin instantly blistering, and then, mere moments later, my whole uniform went up. Oh, God! That was a horrible idea. I think this was meant to be in the gray text box, but whatever. His grip was so firm, it felt like it was going to break my arm. And the fumes my uniform was giving off couldn't be good for me. I could feel every fiber melting into my skin. It was charring me to the bone. Tongues of flame were licking my neck. I could feel my ears burning. I think it even reached my hair. It just wouldn't go out. No matter how much I shook my head, it just kept climbing higher and higher. And then I felt something else on my face. His other hand? It was dry and cracked. Was this what I got for resisting so much? The hell was that? My vision quickly brightened. Everything was tinted white now. It felt like the back of my head had just struck the floor. And I was fairly certain he'd just broken my nose, crushed it flat. I could feel blood flying everywhere. Not enough to douse the fire, though, of course. If blood can even do that. I didn't have the luxury of slipping away into unconsciousness. There was no time for that. Before I had a chance, the expressionless man had picked up his fallen hammer and begun pressing the red-hot steel into my face. Oh, God, that not only burned and... Ugh. The sound it made was like dropping a raw egg into a preheated frying pan, and the searing pain I felt was far worse than anything I'd yet experienced. Half my field of vision instantly went out like a spent light bulb. I could no longer see out of one eye at all. Probably because it had been completely burned out of its socket. Oh my god, that... I don't want to hear that! I don't want to hear that either! At this point, I could feel my skin bubbling. But then the oddest thing happened. I caught a scent of burning flesh in the air, though through my battered and flattened nose. And it smelled good? Okay, that's just gross. I've had skin cancer, like, I've had, not skin cancer, but pre-melanoma, taken out of my skin, out of my, arm right here, and they had to burn the nerves, like, the nerve endings, so it wouldn't be as bad, even though it frickin' hurt like hell. I came out of the stupid operating room like a freaking white ghost. Yeah, like a ghost. As white as a ghost, that's the expression. But yeah, I smelled my skin or nerves or whatever being burned during that operation, and that was just that was... oh god. The giant man, still completely expressionless, despite being even more engulfed in flames than I was, readied his hammer for another strike. The skin on my face was melting away. But he showed no sympathy, no emotion of any kind. He just raised that hammer as if he were on a singular mission. He was aiming right between my eyes, and then he swung down with all his might. Oh! Oh. Yeah, I saw that fuzz on my screen too, but... oh. That... yeah.